go!
You're gonna get shot.
Take this! Cool! Come on now! Don't get caught!
Here we go.
You're in it now!
I'm ready now.
Let's go! Bring it on. Watch me.
I'm not that
Best shot. Take this. Let's go! Yeah! Is that all of them? Nice. We did it.
Good luck out there, Kasuga. You're gonna do great.
Hey, Ichi.
Arakawa-san. Sorry for not standing up. My body's not following my orders right now.
Stop trying. You deserve to relax for once. I owe you so much. If you hadn't shown up with all your allies, things might have gone sideways.
No, I didn't do anything. It was all my friends doing.
Well, then you have some very good friends. A rare thing.
Arakawa-san.
I'm very impressed and so happy you've survived all this, Ichi.
Arakawa-san! Wait, hold on! Does this mean you were hiding the sixth chairman this whole time?
Yes, that's what I've been telling you. Do you see now?
Actually, I'm pretty damn confused.
Well, when you have more money than you know what to do with, social connections come naturally. Even unique connections like 6th Chairman Daigo-kun. We met under strictly professional circumstances, of course. He came to me for help after the Kamurocho 3K plan got underway.
Did you hide Majima-san and Saejima-san too?
Oh, yes. And can I just say, despite their formidable reputations, they were perfect gentlemen each time I spoke with them. I never thought that you, of all people, would end up rescuing them. Life is so random at times.
Well, I wouldn't say I rescued them. I just lent them a little muscle, that's all. Of course, then I got lost in the fun of the fight. The fight of a lifetime.
You are a Kawa fan, you. Well, you really love him, huh?
With all my soul. And we're meeting up later today. Call it a date, I guess.
Oh, how romantic. You'll have to dish about it later.
Sure thing. Clear your schedule. I can talk about him for days.
I'm sorry to bail on you, Ichi. I know we made our plans first, but I've known Chairman Hoshino 40 years now. It'd be impolite to turn him down.
I get it, boss. Totally get it. When there's a shot at Peking Duck and Heian Tower, you take it. It was kind of silly of me to invite you to a meal in the first place. I know that.
Kasuga, I'm not a boss anymore. Just a regular old man. I don't give a damn who I eat with.
Well, is Sotenbori all quiet now with the Omi alliance dissolved?
People don't know how to react. Not the civilians, and certainly not the Yakuza. Former Yakuza. But I guess it's only natural when a 100-year-old institution just disappears.
Any Omi guys rioting or anything?
No, even if they did, it wouldn't change anything. Even when they had real strength, they didn't manage to stop us from submitting the papers. And they've only waned since then. Hate to say it, but their reputation's in the toilet. We don't need to dunk their faces in the bowl, too. We'll just let it be.
Did you really know it would all happen this way?
No, we just did the best we could. And this is how the chips fell. I can't tell the future any more than the next man.
Well, you had me fooled. Really seemed like you saw it all coming.
I'm sure Masato's in a rage right now. He must be losing his mind. All his plans hinged on the Omi's support, and I just pulled the rug out from under him. I never could help myself from giving in to his desires if he threw a fit. It's been true since he was a toddler. I'd always hoped he'd grow out of temper tantrums.
Some things between a father and son never change.
But I can't afford to go easy on him anymore.
No?
He isn't aware that well before he was governor, the 6th chairman and Watase were considering dissolution. By the time he pressured me to sell out the Tojo clan, all that did was accelerate their plan. Now Masato knows what growing power tastes like. If I don't stop him before it grows too large for his throat, he'll choke on it. He'll lose everything he's built. I just don't want to see that happen. Well, I should get going.
Boss. Earlier, you said you don't have a title anymore. So, what's your plan from here on out? What are you gonna do?
The 6th chairman and Watase knew that once their factions were gone, many of their men would lose their way with no Yakuza path to follow. That's happening now. So, they want to find some legal means to take in these wandering souls who have nowhere else to go. I'd like to help them with that task.
I see. Guess you do have total freedom to do whatever now, huh?
Yes. And the only thing I'm wondering is how am I going to kill the time? I think this is how every businessman must feel when he retires.
Well, that being the case, can I go back to being in the Arakawa family?
Ichi, are you?
It's just... when I was working in your family, it was the happiest time of my life. I felt that way ever since you rescued me at 16. I mean it.
But how can you still, after I sent you to prison in Masato's place, for 18 years, after lying to you that it was for the family?
Well, I accepted that when I went.
And then, after all that you did, I shot you.
You only did that to give me a chance to keep living.
No. All the chances you needed were inside you. Your own strength kept you alive. The truth is, I've never helped you at all. Not even once. You should hate me for all the things I've done. Why don't you?
Fine. If you really want to beat yourself up about it, then please let me back in the family with you.
Hey, Ichi. You were born at a soapland called Shangri-La, weren't you?
Yeah. So I've been told.
It's a hell of a story. One that's never sat well with me.
Huh?
I dream about it, you know.
You dream about it?
Yeah. I dream that it's 40 years ago, on that cold New Year's Eve night. Akane's there, and she's about to give birth to her baby. She gives birth in Shangri-La. In the dream, it's Masato who ends up being born in that soapland.
No, come on. This is embarrassing.
Nothing to be embarrassed about. You've got a good heart and you're doing the best you can. It doesn't matter where you were born.
Thank you, sir.
I'm curious. Did you ever want to find your parents?
Good question. I don't really know. At this point, I've gotten pretty used to not knowing them.
You've gone through a lot. Not that I have any right to speak to you about it. Well, no point in dwelling on a dream. That's all it is, right? I can go the rest of the way from here. See you tomorrow, Ichi.
Yo, this is Ichiban Kasuga. I like messages, so leave me one.
This is Hoshino, of the Seiryu clan. Kasuga, you need to call me as soon as you get this. This morning, they found Arakawa's body in the ocean.
After he had dinner with my patriarch last night, Masumi Arakawa left Heian Tower alone. So he must have been shot on his way home.
Any idea who did it?
I put my money on an Omi loyalist. Pretty sure I'd win that bet, too. Hell, there were shootings in Sotenbori, too. Attempts on Captain Watase and Daigo Dojima.
Are they okay?
Yeah. Apparently, they had some ex-Tojo legends with them. Can't ask for better bodyguards than that.
No kidding. And yeah, that does point to Omi retaliation.
Uh-huh. You and your pals should be careful, since you were on the dissolution's front lines. The Rebel have a bone to pick with you.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'll pass on the advice.
Can't believe this shit anymore. The Omi wiped off the face of the earth, all because of the stupid Arakawa family. Idiots blew up their own inheritance. Their betrayal cannot stand, Sawashiro-san. Remember how we used to be sister families with the Tojo clan? We had bases in Kanto and everything. Of course, the only reason we helped Arakawa-san push the Tojo clan out of Kamurocho in the first damn place was so our family would survive too. Because we're sick and tired of the Tojo demanding tribute money just to let us keep land we'd already been living on for years. If that had kept up, we would have been crushed, just like any other family without their own territory in Tokyo. That's why we work with Arakawa in spite of it being disloyal to the Tojo.
Exactly. And who's going to keep any of the promises Arakawa made? He promised once he was at the top of the Omi Alliance, he would promote us to the main family. Are we just supposed to accept that won't happen now?
Listen, you whiners, quit your belly aching. I won't let the Omi Alliance die. We'll just give it a new name. Like Kanto Senpai. I know we've caused a real shit show for you. But I promise we'll pay you back in full someday. And for now, all of us are asking your forgiveness.
Well, just so you know, it's not like we're asking to cut ties to the Arakawa family. We'd like to keep things friendly, if that's possible.
Of course! After all, it was Arakawa who was the brains behind the betrayal. And now that he's gone, I'd say the score is settled. If you need us, our door is wide open for you. Second patriarch of the Arakawa family.
Thank you for your understanding. What?
You think the score's settled? You backwater scumbags don't deserve to be called Yakuza.
Excuse me? You want to repeat that?
Sawashiro, you fuck! I can get the Arakawa family back on its feet without you. Easily, in fact. All I have to do is unite the Omi already here in the East.
You're way out of line. Arakawa fucked up. His captain should be on his knees right now.
Stop! What are you doing?
You know, guys like you are all bark and no balls when it's wartime. That's the kind of Yakuza I can't fucking stand. Only a few years ago, you were sucking up to the Tojo clan. Then Arakawa changed his colors, and there you were at his feet. Now he's dead, and you think you can pull the senpai card on me? Talk is cheap. The Yakuza way to lead is with bloodshed. The weak always fall in line behind the strong.
Help me!
Time to accept it. Among the men in this room, you represent the weak, and that goes for all of you! I fully intend to start a new chapter for the Yakuza as the Tokyo Omi Alliance. I hope we can count on your support, Senpai.
What makes you think you have any right to pull that shit?
You haven't known me very long, but I think I've made a pretty strong case here for what I'm capable of.
Convince me.
I'm not the type of Yakuza who's gonna sit on his hands after his patriarch got removed.
What's your point?
Right now, I don't know if it was you or some other Kansai punk, but I will gut the man who killed him. You have my word on that. There will be no mercy.
The fuck are you saying? Every thug out there on the street knows that you killed your boss under Haoki's orders. You think picking a fight with me is your ticket to the big time? You see yourself as the guy on top at the dawn of a new age for the Yakuza. That ain't gonna fly.
Sure. I'll give you until I've rounded up all the stragglers in Tokyo to make your move. Until then, keep sucking on the Omi's dried up teats.
Sorry I'm late. You guys always go this hard on kids? Where's this brat of mine you say you've got?
Arakawa-san! The little fuck damn near took our guy out! We can't just hand him back to you without some compensation! Somebody's gotta take responsibility!
I see. Well, how about a finger? I'll trade you my finger for him. Sound fair? I'll just borrow this. All right then. Let's go, you little shit.
Think that's your phone, man.
This is Hoshino.
Chairman.
You okay?
Yeah, I guess.
You don't sound okay. You eating well?
No.
Then start. A poor diet won't help with the grief. Meet me at Heian Tower.
What for?
That's the last place I saw Arakawa-san. I'll treat you to what he ate as his final meal.
Thanks, but right now
Just be there.
Fine.
I'll be waiting.
Chairman Hoshino wants to meet.
Yeah, at Heian Tower.
Are you going?
Yeah. Maybe he'll tell me about Arakawa-san's last moments.
Show me what you got.
Watch me.
I got this!
Don't get caught. Try this.
I'm not backing
Hold on.
down. Here we go. You gotta help.
The enemy is defeated.
Yes, I'm doing fine. Thank you for your concern, Song-Hui.
Yo, what'd she say?
Oh, nothing. She just asked for an update on the situation. That's all.
Yeah? Bet it feels pretty good knowing a babe like her's looking out for you.
I'm blessed to serve one such as she. The Jungi-han I served before was quite the blessing as well. If I'm to talk about Jungi-han, I'll need to provide some backstory.
Cool with me. I got plenty of time.
Ha! Then I hope you're prepared to sit for a while.
Sure, I'm all ears.
My father was one of the stray Qingwan Mafia I mentioned earlier. And to speak further, he was a lowly thug left behind in a foreign land. In my youth, I was relentlessly beaten by my father, in addition to being neglected by those around me. Home, school. No place provided me with even the slightest bit of sanctuary. Thinking back on it, I'm sure I was a rather dissolute child.
Well, you're not alone in feeling like you got no place to go. Plenty of people feel that way, even civilians.
Feelings of isolation are really that common, huh? Not sure if I should be comforted or not.
Sorry, didn't derail the story, did I?
The real Jungi-han had also been raised in a poor and neglected environment like me. But rumors of his strength, intelligence, and ambition started to swirl. And as the men from my father's generation grew older, Jungi-han started gaining more and more power. In fact, it was thanks to him that the stray Jingon found any success in Kamurocho at all. While the Tojo clan was being choked by anti-violence laws, the Jingon Mafia were steadily gaining a sense of existence.
Sounds like he must have been pretty cool.
Yes, but my father, who underestimated him as some young greenhorn, failed to prove his worth and was left trying to catch up. A staunch alcoholic, he used what drunken wit he had to try to get close to the young leader. So, eventually he worked out a plan. He would mold his own son's face, set him up as a body double, and offer him as tribute.
What?
I was drugged by my father, and this was done to me while I slept.
No way. He did all that just to impress the boss?
When he was presented with a body double, even the real Jungi-han could only force a smile. But he saw what had gone into my face, and he respected the effort. So he said it was a fair offer, and took me under his wing.
And what's your father doing now?
He's long since passed away. His health was already in steady decline, and for what it's worth, I'm sure he wasn't opposed to dying at the bottom of a bottle.
That's a shame. Guess you two weren't super close then.
Jungi-han kept me at his side as much as possible so that I might learn his mannerisms. Strangely enough, it was the only place that finally felt like home. I was very much his servant, and he was very much my master. But in spite of that, we shared a lot of laughs in the long time we spent together. A lot of drinks as well. And though I was his double, it would be rude of me to say that we came to resemble twins.
So the way you're talking right now, that's something Jungi-han taught you?
The real Jungi-han had a way with words I never will. And when he walked into a room, you knew it. Try as I might, I would never reach his level.
Hearing you say all that makes me even more curious.
About what, may I ask?
You know what? I've always thought you were a pretty sharp dresser.
That's kind of you to say.
But you said the real Jungi-han was even more refined or whatever. So does that mean he was as stylish as you?
He was indeed quite stylish. His fashion sense had a great influence on mine.
Oh yeah? Looks that could kill and close the match, huh?
You take interest in the most unexpected things.
Yeah, that's how I roll. But you know, despite me saying sorry, there's still one thing I gotta ask.
And that is?
Isn't it about time you told me your real name? Still a no, huh?
Ha. Just a little taken aback is all. I have no problem telling you. When I was first brought into this world, I was given the name Yeonsu Kim.
Yeonsu Kim.
I have no intention of returning to that name. Not when the real Jungi-han has already passed away.
The real one took a bullet to the head, yeah?
Correct. There was conflict with a group from Hiroshima that had made its way into Tokyo. As far as I'm concerned, the Jingon Mafia died along with him. At the time, I was given the role of staring down the other hostile groups within Kamurocho as Jungi-han. But with their real boss dead, the remaining Jingon Mafia in Kamurocho were nothing but paper tigers. Should our enemies have discovered this, we would have been ousted and probably killed.
If it were me, I probably would have gotten the hell out of Kamurocho. Left everything behind.
Yes, that's precisely what I did. The few remaining members at my side did the same. But seeing as the Jingon Mafia was all I'd ever had, I had no place to go. No refuge where I might reconvene with my allies. I was lost and alone in the world. Like a man dying of thirst in the desert, surrounded by a hungry pack of wolves.
Sounds like you had it rough.
I found a faint glimmer of hope in the Korean community here in Japan. But even they refused to accept me, as I was nothing but a criminal to them. Thinking on it now, I should have expected as much from those living an honest life. But still, in my confusion and dismay, I challenged them, asking why they would abandon one of their own.
I get that.
It was enough to make them call the police. And I'm sure that under normal circumstances, I would have been taken away. However...
Huh? Come on, man. Don't just leave me hanging.
The police officers were imposters, and instead of being incarcerated, I was brought to my new home, Yokohama Ijincho.
So those fake officers, were they?
Members of the Komijul, sent to retain me under the orders of Samui. It turned out that the Komijul was a place that many former Jingon members had drifted to. Those that distanced themselves from Kamurocho slowly but surely found their way there.
Oh yeah. Songhui did mention something about the Komijul having roots in the Jingon Mafia.
Indeed. Komijul is essentially a safe haven for refugees. That's why they tend to keep quiet and remain exceedingly closed off. For many years, they spied on the Jingon Mafia in Kamurocho from a distance, keeping close watch on their movements. I was fortunately saved by the hand that the Komijul had extended to me. Moreover, Songhui told me what had happened to the real Jungi Han. That he had been shot in the head by an assassin hired by the Hiroshima Yakuza, taken by surprise from the shadows.
An assassin? So what'd you guys do? You kill him?
No. By the time I'd learned of his existence, he was already dead. I wasn't even given the chance for revenge. I spent many of the following days in despair. But even though I was in such a hollow state, Songhui patiently waited for my recovery. She was more like family to me than my abusive father could have ever hoped to be. A sister to replace the brother I had found in Jungi Han. Frankly, nothing would hurt me more than to betray her expectations and disappoint her. And Kasuga-san, as for you and me... I'm wondering what sort of boss you'll be. I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do.
I don't remember ever becoming your boss. Right now, I think drinking buddy is a better term, don't you?
I see. Then I will do my best to live up to that title.
Well, guess that's finally it for introductions. He sure is shy, that young Soo Kim.